$4 PlayStation Store deals. The games featured in this video are all under $4 and available right now on the PlayStation Store end of year deals sale. This is an ongoing sale that will go from now, or the beginning of December, until the 24th of December, so you can pick up any of these games for less than $4. Some awesome AAA games are included in this video. Let's dive in and take a look at them all. Hey everybody, if you're a new viewer of the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I make new videos like this every single day on the channel looking at the latest PlayStation and trophy hunting news. Today we're looking at $4 deals on the PlayStation Store end of year deals sale. This is a banger sale with some amazing deals in it as well. I've got a couple of other videos about the sale which you'll be able to find in the link in the description down below, looking at $10 deals, $15 deals. But this one here is the cheapest games on the sale. These are the $4 or less games available on the sale. Some really good stuff here. Let's take a look at the first one. The first game is Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for $2.99. This is the first of the rebooted new Tomb Raider games. Really solid third-person action game. Takes a ton of inspiration from the Uncharted games. So if you liked Uncharted 1, 2, 3, or 4, any of that style of games, you're going to enjoy this. It's got the cinematic storytelling that Uncharted has. It's got the action that Uncharted has. And it's essentially an Uncharted game, but it's Tomb Raider. Sadly, for trophy hunters out there, this does have a pretty hefty online component to it, which kind of sucks and makes the platinum really not worth your time. But for $3, this is a fantastic game to be checking out. And it's the first of the new Tomb Raider games. So if you haven't played this yet, maybe you'll enjoy it. And then you can check out the other two Tomb Raider games, which are also on sale, but they're also really great action games too. So it's more of the same. Mirror's Edge Catalyst. This is $3.99, and it's funny, this game's so cheap. I don't think I've ever seen this game this cheap before. Mirror's Edge is a first-person running game, essentially. So think of a first-person shooter, but then without guns. It's kind of parkour running style game. The first one in the franchise, which came out on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, was kind of really highly regarded. This one kind of came out to minimal fanfare, I would say. It's a very unique and different experience, though, taking that sort of parkour running style and putting it into a first-person perspective and making you kind of just run along these rooftops and complete these crazy stunts and things. It is actually a pretty decent game. For $4, it's absolutely worth it. I guess when this game launched, parkour and movement and gameplay became a little bit more ubiquitous and fluid, whereas back when the originals came out, it probably wasn't the case. Whereas now Call of Duty, Titanfall, other games have that kind of first-person fluidity that this game has, and this one just doesn't have the guns to go with it. It does have a kind of cool story as well, though, so worth checking out if you're into sort of that first-person game. You're after something a little bit different. The Wolf Among Us, the complete season for $3.74. This is 75% off. RIP Telltale, they're the developers who made this game. They made a lot of these episodic adventure games, and The Wolf Among Us still to me stands as the best out of any game they ever made. Episodic adventure, very similar to the Walking Dead games or the Minecraft games that you might have played from Telltale. This one here focuses on a comic book series called Fables. The Wolf Among Us, you play as Bigby, I believe his name is, and he's this werewolf type creature, and you have to solve this crime. And it's set in sort of the Fable universe, which is kind of like fairy tales and things like that. So you get to experience a ton of classic fairy tales, but in more adult form and much more M or R-rated form than you're probably familiar with them. The game itself has a great story to it as well, and a great gameplay loop. The mystery behind the actual crime is really fun to uncover too, and all 5 episodes of this are fantastic. It's a great game. Highly recommend checking this one out. For $3.74, I think this is probably one of the best games in this entire video. I recommend this one pretty much every sale. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, $3.99. Another EA game that's heavily discounted. This is a series of games that is a third-person action game. You play as plants or zombies in PvP, third-person shooting scenarios, capture the flag scenarios, turf war scenarios. It's a really cool multiplayer competitive game that's a little bit more PG or G rated compared to some of the Call of Duties of today. They take the concept from the original Plants vs. Zombies and they do something really cool with it and unique. And honestly, I really love this game. I played so much of this game when it first launched. I just enjoyed it so much. You play as different classes of plants or zombies, very similar to Overwatch, I guess, in that sense, where they all have sort of their own unique perks and abilities, and you kind of have to work together as a team to complete the objectives or finish the levels. There is the first game in this series as well, which I believe believe has been free a number of times, and then there was actually a sequel to this game too, Battle for Neighborville, which kind of acts as the third game in this series. This kind of sits as the lowest budget game on this list. Tauren, which is a third-person adventure action game, very much an indie developed game. So go into it with that in your mind as well. It's an unusual one to include, but it was $1.99, and when I played through it, I thought it was a pretty decent game. I played through this back in 2015, and you have to progress through this sort of obscure dreamlike environment, and your character ages as you progress. It has some really cool imagery and gameplay components to it as well. Again though, it is a indie game, so the budget of it is a lot less than some of the other stuff on this list, but it's only $2. It's absolutely worth $2. Really cool experience if you're after something a little bit different. Destroy All Humans 2 is $3. This is the PS2 emulated version of the game. Destroy All Humans being a third-person open-world action game. I literally talk about these every sale as well because I love this franchise. This is the best one in the series as well. Easily my favorite one at least. $3, 85% off. I know it is a PS2 emulated game, so it does feel a little bit dated, feel a bit old. The controls aren't quite there. You can get a platinum trophy out of it, and it's just as fun as it was 20 years ago, or whatever it was when it originally came out. Thief is $1.99. This is 90% off. This has been discounted before to this really low price. Thief being a first-person open-world or semi-open world action game. This one didn't get very positive acclaim when it launched. It was received pretty negatively, I think, by most people when it came out, feeling a little bit dated and old. Thief is actually a long-running PC franchise of first-person stealth games, and when this one came out, I think stealth gameplay probably just wasn't as popular as the developers might have hoped it would have been. Very early on in the PS4's life cycle, this was almost a launch window title, and stealth has become more popular these days with a particular group of people, but I think when this one launched, it just kind of hit wrong and didn't feel quite as high quality as some of the other titles that were coming out at the time that were very next-gen experiences. $2, 90% off. Could be worth checking out if you're after a stealth action game like this. And the last game on the list is Dead Island Riptide Remastered. Dead Island is also discounted as well, both $4. This is essentially as Fallout with zombies, is I think the easiest way to describe it. First person, open world adventure RPG game. This is great. These games are great. I know that Dying Light came out and kind of superseded these games in terms of quality and gameplay and probably did things a lot better than these games did, but back in the day when they launched, these were the only of their kind and there wasn't anything else like this. This came out like well before the zombie sort of boom started happening, and I would say they did a lot of stuff that was really original, and they copied a lot of stuff from Fallout and did it really well. So worth checking out if you're into Fallout games or zombie type games. It's more of an RPG game than a survival game, I would say. It doesn't have a ton of survival type elements, but it has a lot of cool RPG Fallout basically element. Literally just think of Fallout and then zombies, and then you've got this game. That's really all there is to it. But there you go, guys. There's 8 games under $4 available right now on the PlayStation Store end of year deals sale. Some really banging deals in here, like I said. Some really, really great, solid games that you should check out. Pretty much every single one of these is worth the money they're asking for it. Under $4. Can't really go wrong. It's less than a cup of coffee at this point, and all of these games are actually really, really solid. If I was to highlight anything in this, like specifically, I would say The Wolf Among Us is a really great experience. You're gonna have an absolute blast with that game, both narrative and gameplay wise. And I can 100% vouch for that one that you're going to enjoy that game. Anyway, let me know which ones of these you're going to be picking up for the PlayStation Store end of year deals sale, if any at all, and let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, give it a thumbs down, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.